Hello friends, and welcome back to Rachel's Baking Corner. Today we are going to be making s'mores cupcakes. I mean, need I say more? Marshmallowy frosting, graham cracker topping with a decadent chocolate cupcake. Yes, let's do it. My colleague and I at work, Priscilla, we were talking about making like a s'mores cupcake, and so we kind of came up with this idea. So we're going to do a nice rich decadent cupcake, and that recipe comes from lifeloveandsugar.com. And then we are going to do a marshmallow icing, which is from julieblanner.com. And then I would like to attempt to broil the top of the frosting, but I don't know how I'm gonna make that happen, so we'll see. And then we'll add some graham cracker on top so that when you bite into it, you get all of the nostalgic flavors of a s'mores on a nice summer evening. Sounds divine. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk ingredients, tools, order of operations, and we'll get baking. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Let's talk cupcakes first, okay? I have never made a chocolate cupcake from scratch. I am definitely that kind of gal who will buy the box mix because I have no shame in the box mix. It works perfectly every time, and that's what it exists for. I have made like red velvet cake before, which is kind of chocolate based, so shouldn't be that bad. It's actually very similar to this recipe now that I think about it. So let's chat about that. I have 1 cup or 130 grams of all-purpose flour. I have 1 cup or 207 grams of granulated sugar. I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and 6 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder in this little dish here. I have 1 large egg. I have half of a cup of buttermilk and half of a cup of oil in here. 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla, and half of a cup of hot water. That's where I'm a little like, what, huh, where, but it's gonna be good. And then I have some chocolate chips that I think I'm gonna just toss on the top while they bake so they kind of just melt into it. Not too much, but just to add a little bit more of that molten chocolate goodness. I might chicken out though and not do it. I don't know yet. When it comes to the frosting, this is a marshmallow frosting, and from what I read, it sounds pretty similar to like a 7-minute frosting, but I could be wrong. It's been a very long time since I made that. But that includes 4 egg whites that I have in here, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I didn't measure that out because I have to do it toward the end. So, you know, order of operations. The thing about the frosting is we will need a double boiler, which is where you boil or like simmer water in a pan, a saucepan specifically like this. And then we are going to take a glass mixing bowl and place it on top of the boiling water in the pan. Not that the water's touching the bowl, but just heating the bowl. And that's how we're gonna make the basis of our frosting, to slowly cook those egg whites and have it form into the consistency we want. I'll show you more when we get there. I'll be using my hand mixer. I've got my whisk, I've got my spatula, and I have, of course, graham crackers. I think I'm going to crush them up and put them on top, and also have a couple pieces that are a little more whole on top as well. So that's everything. We're going to make our cupcakes. We're gonna let them bake. And then I think while they're almost done cooling, we'll make the frosting. I want to frost them pretty soon after they're done. If this is like a 7-minute frosting, that frosting doesn't last too long, so I don't know how this will be like day after. We will see. This is a little bit of an experiment for me. But yeah, that's our order of operations, so let's get on it. Yeah! So we're gonna start by mixing our dry ingredients together. So that would be our cocoa, our baking soda, our salt. Sugar is usually considered a wet ingredient, but it doesn't say to add that to the wet ingredients. So I'm assuming it's a dry ingredient. Let me double check. Yeah. It doesn't say that the sugar is considered a wet ingredient, so I guess I'm just gonna add it to my dry ingredients and just hope for the best. I'm gonna whisk everything together so that all of our ingredients are suspended in that flour. I might, oh, this is not a good sized bowl. This is bad. I might sift these ingredients before I put them in. Yeah, you know, this isn't a good size, so let's do that. Hold on. I have a nice sieve here. I'm going to put my ingredients through that because my cocoa is kind of clumpy. Whew. This way there are no lumps and bumps in our dry ingredients. I'm not usually weird about that, but I just know with cocoa it just has a tendency to blob up. Okay, now we will whisk all of our ingredients together to make sure they're well incorporated. And now it's a nice fluffy consistency. All right, we're gonna set that aside. Let's add the wet ingredients into the mixer so we don't have to dirty another bowl. So I have my mixer with my paddle attachment. This paddle attachment has a little silicone add-on to it to help scrape the sides. I'm gonna add my buttermilk and my oil. I'm gonna add my vanilla. I'm gonna add my egg. And I'm gonna whip this up just until it's combined. There's a lot of different consistencies here between the buttermilk, the egg, and the water, and the oil. So it's probably good that we get this combined pretty well before we add the dry ingredients so that there's not pockets of oil or something mixed in there. Now the recipe calls for hot water specifically. So I'm gonna plop this in the microwave really quick. 1 second. So this is our buttermilk, oil, water, and egg. I think that's pretty well incorporated. Not sure how much air we're gonna get into this, but that's okay. So I'm going to add the dry ingredients in batches because I don't want to make a mess. So we'll add like a third. And we'll slowly mix that together. Just until combined. As soon as you stop seeing the dry pockets, add another third. I do a stop and go motion just because the paddle attachment has a tendency to make a mess. Beautiful. Oh, this looks so good. It looks very chocolatey. All right, let's add the last of this dry ingredients here. It's snowing. I can sense from the buttermilk and oil that this is going to be a fudgy and decadent and rich cupcake. All right, so this is all mixed together. There's no dry spots. Next it says to add the water to the batter and mix until well combined. The batter will be thin. Whatever you say. Sounds weird, but whatever you say. I'm gonna turn this on low. I microwaved this for about 30 seconds, so it's pretty hot. It says hot, it doesn't say how hot. And I'm gonna just slowly pour it in. Let's lift this up. Very runny. Yeah, very runny, but let's give it a tasty, right? I mean, tastes fantastic. Tastes, oh, so chocolatey. It's very sweet. I almost don't know if I should commit to the chocolate chips because it's so sweet already. It is very thin. I feel like the chocolate chips would just sink to the bottom, which might not be good. This is already a pretty moist recipe. Maybe we don't do, I just don't think I'm gonna do them in the batter. We're gonna ixnay on that. Sorry, friends. So here we go. Got our cupcake pans ready to go. Cupcake liners ready to go. spring-loaded ice cream scoop ready to go for easy divvying. We are going to do about halfway on these bad boys. Just so you know, my oven is preheating to 300 degrees right now. So we're gonna have to kind of hold this. I can't imagine this is gonna be a clean process. This is probably gonna be a little bit of a messy process. Okay, so not quite 24 cupcakes, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna get these into my 300 degree oven. They are going to take about 18 to 23 minutes to bake, or until a toothpick comes out clean. This is a little more of a low and slow process since it is such a moist batter. All right, so let's do it. So I've pulled my cupcakes out of the oven. They are cooling now. It's been about 10 minutes. So I figured let's make this frosting. So the first thing we need to do is get our double boiler started. So I'm going to get my water boiling. I guess I could take this off in the meantime. I'm gonna crank that up right now to get it boiling, and then I'll turn it down. So basically what we're gonna do is whisk our ingredients into the bowl, get it hot within about 5 minutes of the double boiler, and then whip it up in our stand mixer. I'm gonna be using my whisk attachment until it's light and fluffy and airy, about 7 minutes. Let's get the egg whites in here. Let's get our sugar in there. Whisk this together. And basically the double boiler is to ensure that all of that sugar dissolves. Looks real nasty. So I have my graham crackers ready. I went ahead and just threw 6 graham crackers into a Ziploc bag, banged it out with my rolling pin so that I have some large pieces, and then I have some crumbs to work with too. So yeah. All right, this is starting to boil, so I'm gonna place this on here. So we're just gonna continuously whisk this for about 5 minutes until all the sugar is dissolved. Looks like snot. This is the consistency we're looking at now. A little bit more runny, more manageable. I'm gonna get some oven mitts. Turn that off. Gonna need a rubber spatula for this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna very carefully lift this up. Watch out for any condensation. Pour this in. And just scrape any of the excess into the bowl. Get it all in there. Still looks very snotty, but that's egg whites for you. Get the hot, dangerous water out of the way here. We're gonna put our whisk attachment on, and we're gonna add our vanilla, which is 1 teaspoon. Okay, we're gonna drop our mixer and beat on high until stiff peaks form. Let me plug it in first. Now we're gonna beat it on high until stiff peaks form. It says about 7 minutes, and that sounds like 7-minute frosting to me. I think this is the same thing as that. Only been going for about a minute now, and this is the consistency we're looking at. So this has about 2 minutes left. So really quick, we're gonna get our piping bag ready to go here. We're gonna put our little insert in. I'm gonna trim it. I'm gonna use a ruffled tip. Doesn't matter what tip you use, whatever you find pretty and appealing. Screw that on and place this into my cup. Flop over the sides, and now I can scoop it into the bag. So I'm gonna turn this down. You guys. It's beautiful. It's just as perfect as I remember it. Here, hold on. frosting, anyone? That is a perfect peak right there. That's what we want. Let's taste it. Oh, this tastes better than 7-minute frosting. Very marshmallowy. This is gonna give you that s'mores vibe. Oh, I'm so excited! So I'm only gonna decorate 5 of these because I'm a perfectionist. 6 of these, I'm sorry. Because I'm a perfectionist and it's gonna take me forever to decorate all those, and I only really need to film a few. So let me show you the process here. So real quick, let's get this extra frosting out of the whisk here. We're gonna scoop it and plop it into our piping bag. So, and what you do, so you lay it flat and you get a bench scraper and you scrape it down. That's what we're working with here. So what I'm gonna do is twist the bag so that I have something to hold on to. I'm gonna sample pushing some out into my bowl. How do I wanna do this? Beautiful. I'm by no means a professional cake decorator. The last one. I feel like you get a little more confident as you go too. Okay. I'm gonna add some graham cracker to the top. I guess it doesn't really matter how you do them with the frosting if you're just gonna cover them in graham cracker. All right, I think I'm gonna call that good. Let's get some glamour shots. Look how cute they are! I just love them! Yay! This is going to be very messy. We've got chocolate cake, 7-minute marshmallow frosting, and graham crackers on top. Let's give this a taste. That is so good. It's nice and chocolatey. We got a good crumb, nice and squishy, but still fluffy and airy. There's some good pockets in there. I love the texture of that frosting. I like the crunch from the graham cracker. I love everything about it. Success. Success. I'm not even apologizing anymore for eating the whole thing on camera. I don't care. I'm even gonna do this. I feel like a kid again. That chocolate cake, like, ooh, it's my birthday. But then that marshmallowy frosting kind of sticks to the roof of your mouth like a perfectly roasted marshmallow. And that graham cracker graham cracker topping. Yeah, killer. I love it. It's so good. It's so fun. You could certainly do this like a cheap way. Buy box cake mix, buy some marshmallow fluff, and do that. But I think the extra time was really worth it. I think my coworkers tomorrow are gonna really like this. So, thank Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your subscriptions. We've climbed up past 40 subscribers, so that's really exciting. I'm such a mess. I can't even focus. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please leave a like. Comment down below any recipes you'd like to see me make, any other cupcake creations you'd like me to do. Subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a lovely day. I love you. Mwah. Marshmallow fingers. Goodbye.